Hi, it is August 2026. When I was in a treatment deal 20 some odd years ago, we had these group counseling, and one of the strategies in that group that they taught us was to use I statements when we're talking, because people are in the habit of saying things like, um, when you do this, um, and this is assuming a different person's experience. People should talk about their own experience, because it's more powerful, it's authentic, and it avoids generalizations and false assumptions, and painting other people's experiences that may not relate to the experiences they've actually had. So, one place this happens is in that example when you say you. Another place where people use a bad pronoun is when they say we. Um, and there's all kinds of times people do this. People talk about we as in the US government. Well, I'm not a part of that government. I don't even support the existence of that government. Um, I think would be a lot better off funding causes voluntarily. And I advocate for a legal abolition of that. So I'm not a part of that, and I'm certainly not a part of whatever objectives the various individuals working within that organization have, and the various individuals in this society who think that organization is a good idea have. So there is no we in that regard. Um, but people do this in all kinds of contexts. I just saw a guy posting a YouTube video about he's a Gen Xer and he wants to tell you all about the Gen X experience. Well, we this and we that. And all of this is dehumanizing the other members of that generation because each member has an individual experience. They don't all have a common experience. The same is true along racial lines. The same is true along gender lines, along nationality lines, along any frickin' lines. The reality is people are individuals and should speak about their individual experience, if they want to be taken seriously um, by anyone who's a critical thinker. Um, so that's just something I wanted to point out because it's a real thing, and language is important. Words have meaning and pronouns have meaning, and people should try to use the right words to communicate their actual points. And if people want to try to use words to obfuscate points, then they really need to look at that. Because there's a lot of suffering in this world because people aren't being honest with themselves, and they aren't using good faith arguments and reason. They're not holding space. They're not being kind, and they are part of the problem.